This is actually an Infinite Warfare commentary, despite the fact that you see Modern Warfare Remastered right now. I just wanted to do a short intro to let you know that this is a very old commentary. I recorded it just shy of 4 months ago. However, at the time, I didn't feel like posting it. I just posted my video about why I didn't like IW, and to follow up immediately, but this one just felt a little bit whiny or naggy to me, and I wasn't super confident about my ideas. However, in light of recent events, I was digging around my system, trying to look through old notes to come up with some ideas on how to express myself about the content changes in Call of Duty, when I stumbled upon this commentary that just explains it perfectly. So I'm going to go ahead and give it back to past me, and I'll show you what I was thinking about Call of Duty 4 months ago. Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got an opinionated video for you about how our favorite game, Call of Duty, has changed. Again, this is more of an opinion video, not a hard, straight fact type deal, which I normally do on the channel, but in my opinion, Call of Duty is always changing. It's always evolving. Every game series has to do this, every book series, movie series, anything that continues to exist must adapt and evolve. But this year especially, and in the last couple of years I've noticed as well, the very core of the game, the very fundamental aspect of the game that was attractive has changed to something different. The kind of hook is not what it used to be. Call of Duty now is very loot acquisition heavy. It's very heavy on the customization, the drops, and all that sort of stuff. And you can see it the very minute you sign into Infinite Warfare, you are rewarded with a daily play bonus. This is from the beta. I have no idea what the play bonus will be in the regular game, but it is going to continue. Just signing in, you're given some kind of coins or tokens or keys in this case that you can use toward unlockable gun tiers all the way through of all sorts of different customizable guns and variants and things like that. And if you don't want those, then there are challenges you can work on for your character customization options or open the loot boxes for them. And if you've got your characters customized the way you want, then there's all sorts of animations to go through. You can choose whatever type of ending animation, emote, or whatever. And then after that, there's all sorts of logos and avatars and emblems. And I'm picking on Infinite Warfare right now just because it's new and because the change is very obvious here. But the problem goes back at least to Advanced Warfare. You had almost the same type of things in Black Ops 3. You had them starting in Advanced Warfare, and you even had some of this showing up in Call of Duty Ghosts. And I think that the core of Call of Duty used to be that it was a faster-paced, mil-sim type shooter that hooked people in with very big, fast-paced moments. There were shocking moments in the campaign, multiplayer. While I would never call it realistic, after you shoot a lot of real guns, you'll know that it's not realistic, but it had the idea of realism. It felt like playing a movie, sort of, and you would have these big moments that you could play through, these epic things that would happen, while rarely they would still happen. You could work really hard to get that cross map throwing knife where you could gun down 3 people in a row, and it was very rewarding because it didn't happen often. However, over time we got less and less interested in the same kind of big hypey moments. Maybe we got used to them, maybe we got too good at doing them, maybe the games made it easier for that to happen, but the core of the game slowly started moving away somewhere around Ghost and AW. Instead of being all about the game and the gameplay and your tactics and stuff, it became about unlocks and leveling and prestiging and progression. And this actually goes all the way back to like COD 4. They added this leveling system into the multiplayer, which was pretty revolutionary for the time. And then, Black Ops and MW2, you could get all these crazy camos and diamond camos and different kill streaks you could customize and even more attachments than before. And all of this is well before supply drops. You had this creep toward experimenting with all this neat gear and less toward the fundamental gameplay. Eventually, you get DLC weapons showing up in Ghosts and Black Ops 2. Then you have ultra-rare camos like Diamond, Dark Matter. I guess that's kind of been a thing since COD 4, but I'm looking way, way back. And finally, once supply drops hit, this game went full-on like loot acquisition. The variants came into play, all the crazy customization, which I'll be talking about later this week as well, and everything changed. Now Call of Duty feels less about the core gameplay and more about the stuff you can get and the stuff you can try. Call of Duty, when you look up tips and tricks, you look up like how to flank, how to do this, what's the best way to aim. Now it's like, what's the best gun to use, what are the best attachments, and I did this as well. This was like the core of my in-depth series, and they became like, okay, if you do this and you set up just right, you can bounce the tomahawk off of this and you can get a grenade spot here. But getting a good grenade spot is a lot less exciting than flying on a jetpack shooting people with railguns and lasers, or if we want to go back to a more modern Call of Duty game like COD Ghosts, comparatively you have attack dogs and you have sniper choppers and stuff that come in on the regular. These big hypey moments that used to be really hard to happen all the time, so we get desensitized to them and we focus more on the loot and the gear and the best kill streaks and the best stuff and the coolest camo and the coolest variant or newest kind of whatever. And even deaths and learning have shifted away. It's like, it's not my fault that I positioned incorrectly. It's not my fault that I didn't flank right. It's more like, oh, this guy had a better gun than me. He's using such and such a perk because I didn't see him. And this is my fault too, man. If you watch my streams, I complain about this all the time. But the game just seems to be moving away from the core spirit of a sort of milsim shooter and more toward getting the best stuff, of having 50 weapons and being able to try them all because they're fun to try, and finding this unique niche thing. And I know I contributed to it, but it's just sort of a thought of mine. It's not even a complete thought, not a well-rounded one, but this is a purely opinionated video. It just felt like Call of Duty was changing to me. It was moving in a different direction away from what it used to be, and I wanted to know what you as a community thinks about this. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think we're going too loot heavy, not loot heavy enough? Am I just talking out of my ass here? You're all more than welcome to let me know on Twitter or in the comments or just any other social forum that I visit, probably just Reddit. And that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Drifter out.